Good afternoon and welcome to Green Machine Football on TV 50 and the Class 5A second round playoffs from sunny Bob Reed Field in Geneseo. It's the Geneseo Green Machine, 10-0 on the season, hosting the Rich East Rockets, who come in with a record of 7-3. I'm Lauren Lemke with Bob Pettit and Zach Mackey as we get set for playoff football just a couple of minutes away from the opening kickoff on a day that has a temperature at 47 degrees and a northwest wind at around 15. Bob Pettit, Geneseo winning last week here at home against Belvedere. Their 30-20 victory, and facing a Rich East team that's going to show us the wing tee offense from a familiar coach, Coach Barry Reed, who's a Geneseo graduate and the son of Bob Reed.
Great storyline. Both coaches played that down a little bit. Didn't really want to talk about it much this week, but it is a great storyline. We should see something very familiar with the Reeds, of course, starting what the Geneseo program is all about. And, you know, it's just great. It's just great stuff that we got going here. It's a perfect day. This is November football and playoff football, and we're pretty excited to be here.
Coach Barry Reed brings his Rockets team in here to Bob Reed Field, where Geneseo has won 13 straight games here at home dating back to last season. And the guy who was part of that win streak sits right to the right of me, and that's Zach Mackey. Zach, welcome to the broadcast. And this should be a favorable matchup here for Geneseo.
Oh, yeah, definitely a good matchup when we look at it. Two wing T teams, so it will really be who's better at running that ground game. That's what it's about right here. But there's something about that Geneseo edge. You saw Coach Barry Reed trying to say in the papers this week, trying to tell his team to get ready for a big crowd, to get ready. We don't have fireworks today because of the wind, but just to get ready for a football game in Geneseo is unlike most.
Rich East won their first round playoff game in overtime, 20-14 over Chicago North Lawndale, and so they advance on with a 7-3 record. They come in scoring about 17 points per game, giving up 24 points on defense. Meanwhile, Geneseo, the number one ranked defense, allowing almost 8 points per game and scoring 33. And we'll see the Geneseo offense to start things off. A few players out on both sides of the line here for Geneseo here today, Bob, especially on defense.
Well, you know, that's something you have to play through. The thing with Cooper Humphreys, obviously, is, you know, we talked about an appeal process which did not go through. IHSA did not look at that. And that, you know, he could be missed. We mostly feel bad for him as a senior, but the Leafs, I think that kind of fired him up about making determination to get this game won so he gets to play next week.
So Geneseo's going to line up out here, ready to receive the kickoff. They're going to be going to the north end zone. And we'll get you set up on the starters offensively, but for Geneseo, they're going to have a couple new guys in on offense, especially at center. Hunter Hinton, as Jacob Beath is kind of questionable for today's game.
Yeah, Jacob Beath is a guy that can maybe go, but not to risk it today. They're going to go with Hunter Hinton. Like you said, the junior, though, he's got a lot of experience. He's been coming in some games with Jacob going both ways. They try to give him a break, and from what I'm told, Hinton isn't that much of a step down. He's right there, just a junior in the mix.
Brian Stewart's in a kickoff for Rich East. Geneseo has Devin Haxby and Joey Medina standing at the 5-yard line. Crowd on their feet here at Bob Reed Field, and we're underway. Second round of the 5A playoffs. Kick is going to be fielded by Connor Welch at the 17. Welch brings it past the 30, out close to the 35, and that's where we'll see this Geneseo offense putting up 270 yards on the ground, 77 through the air, led by senior quarterback Greg Rusk, who comes in here with 700 yards passing, and Ryan Pitra, the leading running back for Geneseo, the senior, with almost 950 yards on the ground and 14 touchdowns.
This offensive group sometimes doesn't get all the credit, but again, they're putting up 33 points a game. This is an offensive group that is unlike something we've seen in the future, a team that can score quick and can really rack up the points.
Rich East has 5 guys on the defensive line as Geneseo's going to spread out Josh Beard, number 21, onto the right hash. From the 34-yard line, the fullback Lane Acree. Acree out past the 40. He has a 7-yard gain to the 41. Acree had a monster game last week.
That couldn't have been a surprise, handed off to the fullback on first down, and obviously Barry Reed knows that. Hopefully that's a good sign that they prepared for that play and was unable to stop it.
It's interesting to see, too, Lane Acree, a big fullback out there. He's almost bigger than anyone on the defense out there and carrying the ball. 2nd and 3. Pitcher in motion, gets the pitch. And he is going to be stopped short of the first down. It's a 1-yard gain to the 42.
Wow, he looked like he really had some open space out there, and that was really a nice defensive play by the Rich East player. Didn't catch that number. 32 over there, maybe?
Number 4. Brian Stewart came up and finally made the stop. I think the other guy had.
You see Josh Beard running into plays there. There was a little bit. Alex Disher does have a cast on his arm now, broke his hand. It was something that during the game he just played through it, ended up going to the doctor on Sunday, and he's in a cast now.
3rd and less than 2 for Geneseo. It's the fullback Acree, first down, up the middle to the 46, and they'll move the chains, and Geneseo has their first down of the game.
Once again, Carson Krausge not available, but Jacob Beath could be available, a possibility, but he is not playing at this point.
Nick Anderson will get his second start of the season, the junior at guard, and Zach Shefsky, the lone senior on that interior line now, starting for Geneseo today. Jacob Van Doren's in the lineup at the tackle position, along with sophomore Sam Thomas. 1st and 10, toss it to Pitcher coming to the left. He's got some blocks. Pitcher to the 45 and stopped at the Rich East 44. It's going to be close to that first down.
Just spot him just about a foot short, it looks like, maybe a couple feet short. But that's a good first down play. 2nd short gives you a lot of opportunities here. This is sometimes where you got to maybe throw one up to Himmelman or just take your first down. Would you be shocked?
Hard to pass up on a big fullback like Hank Acree, too. Bet on him to get 1 yard just about any play.
Geneseo will reset on offense. Himmelman, the senior, sets up at the tight end position to the left. Toss it to Joey Medina, his first touch. He has a Geneseo first down to the Rockets 42.
Joey's a guy we'd like to really see him get going here in the first half. In that DeKalb game and last week, he really got going, had a phenomenal second half. But to get him going on full cylinders in this first half would be huge.
Leafs are going into the wind on this drive. Pretty brisk wind. It's a little bit of a crosswind, but mostly a headwind. So expect them to keep it on the ground.
Opening drive of the first quarter for Geneseo, 9:20 to play, and we're scoreless. 1st and 10, Pitra up the middle, staying on his feet as he drives out to the 38-yard line. He has a run of 4.
Another big hole at the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage right now. The tackles are all made by defensive backs and linebackers right at this point of the game.
And that's with, like we said, a couple guys out. These are guys that's something about this Geneseo team. When you see them in practice, there's always a second group ready. That next guy is always ready. And right now in a playoff game, they see themselves stepping up.
Medina in motion. They give it to Acree off the left side. Lane across the 35, stopped at the 34, setting up a 3rd and short for the Green Machine offense. Geneseo averaging almost 6 yards per carry when they run the football, and Greg Rusk almost 20 yards per pass completion, with Drew Himmelman catching a touchdown pass last week, his 5th of the season.
Just fantastic numbers being put up by this offense.
Manageable first down here. The go, go, go chant from the Geneseo faithful. And
he's got space.
Pitcher, he's gone to the 30. Pitcher to the 20, the 10. Into the end zone. It's a Green Machine touchdown for Ryan Pitra.
Seemed as if they really brought the house, was really going after Greg Russ, able to get the handoff, and nobody was in the secondary. As you said, the secondary guys are having to make these tackles.
10th caller, La Roma Pizza. You win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers and listeners only. Must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
You expect a team that runs the wing T offense to be a little better defensively against it because they see it every day in practice, but they did not defend that play very well at all.
Ryan Ganson with the extra point tries, 41 of 44, puts it up into that strong wind. And
that made it.
It stays within the uprights, and it's good.
It literally went straight up and almost straight down. That wind is really howling.
That ball almost hit the scoreboard, which is about 10 yards to the right of the goalpost. It must have hooked around that thing. It did not look good, but the man underneath the goalpost signaled it good. We'll take it.
Tyler Mackey is the new holder because of Alex Disher's injury. So Ganson makes the extra point. Ryan Pitcher with a 33-yard touchdown run. Geneseo opens the game with an 8-play, 66-yard scoring drive, 3 minutes and 58 seconds. So at 8:02 to play in the first, it's 7-0 Green Machine over Rich East.
We talked about a lot of those injuries last week as they occurred. We didn't even know about Disher. That was after the game. We found out he had a fracture in his hand, and he's dressed, but obviously that's not the best situation for a holder. Defensively, expect to see, we were worried about Jake Yarger, and he could be available today. Again, Jacob Beath, just as he is on offense, is kind of an emergency player only. The one good thing is Lane Acree must be feeling better because he is back where he started the season in the defensive line.
Yeah, we'll see if we see Acree come out. We may see Parker Salisbury get the start too here. We'll just see how they come out defensively, but Acree will probably play some defense as well. Here's the kickoff from Ganson, and you see how the wind took that, and it takes it out of bounds along the Rich East sideline at the 20, and so the Rockets will get good field position here around the 35.
That's a northeast wind. That's what you get this time of the year. Brings that cold air in, and it is coming directly out of the northeast. It'll take it, or out of the northwest, I'm sorry, taking it to the east. That ball looked like it was started about the hash marks, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Geneseo, you're going to see their base 3-4 defense against this run-first offense for Rich East. And Parker Salisbury's going to start at one defensive tackle. He's a senior at 230. Drew Himmelman on the other side, a senior at 205. And Grant Pritchard in the middle at nose guard, a senior at 245. Crowding the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Second back, Geneseo in the backfield, stopping their tailback for no gain. That's Devin Haxby who came up and made the stop.
Devin Haxby kind of been called on as Cooper Humphreys was not able to go today. He's been called on to kind of fill in Cooper's spot. By the way, making a big play early.
The opposite of what we saw last week defensively. Boy, we were spread all over the place, and now we were packed it in.
Justin Scott, Ryan Pitcher at the inside linebacker positions. You got, as you mentioned, Haxby in there. Jordan Shanowski, Will Daniels, and Tyler Mackey.
Double wideouts.
Got to jump.
Two backs in motion. Yeah. That's a play. And the quarterback's is going to turn and try to get some yards out of it. He does, but this is going to get backed up, our first penalty of the game.
Well, we thought it was a messed up play by Geneseo as there was a receiver out there not even covered. Ryan Pitcher didn't see him over there, but two guys completely run into each other offensively for Rich East.
Yeah, that whistle, that play was blown dead, so they don't have an opportunity. Otherwise, they been nice to be able to decline that ball and take 3rd and long.
Cole Hunzacker also gets the start this afternoon. He's going to fill in for Jacob Beath today. And that 5-yard penalty backs the Rockets up to the 30-yard line, making it 2nd and 15. 7:20 to play in the first quarter. Green Machine 7, Rich East 0. Quarterback keeper after a couple play fakes, and not much there for Brian Stewart.
Now we are back to that 3rd and long, about 3rd and 12. Gotta love the way Cole Hunsinger is checked in on both sides of the ball. He jumped in that fullback spot when Lane Acree was hobbled, and now he's in that defensive spot for Jacob Beath. He's played extremely well in those spots.
Yeah, and look at that. You got two juniors starting at key positions at your linebackers position, and they're stepping up perfectly.
3rd and long for Rich East. To throw the football is Burden. Flag down. Burden has to scramble out of the pocket back to the original line of scrimmage, which is the 35.
And I think Grant Pritchard was held.
Yeah, that's in the area of a holding call. It is going to be holding, but that's probably going to be declined. Yeah, that's going to be declined, and it's going to be 4th and 10. Leafs are going to get the football back. Rich East will be punting with the wind, and it's going to make a big difference today.
Yeah.
Devin Haxby is going to head back to receive this punt. He's going to be standing around the 30, and Jordan Shanowski is going to head back that direction too.
We saw Ryan Ganson kind of kicking in the pregame. He was making 50-plus field goals with this wind. Going against it, though, it was very, very difficult to get any. So now, as you said, the punter getting to punt with the wind here for Rich East.
Andre Stokes to punt the football, sends it up, nice high kick. Haxby backing up, fields it at the 25. Haxby to his right, to the 35. tackled and brought down at the 36-yard line. Good field position to start for the second time for the Green Machine offense. Up 7-0 over Rich East with 6:12 to play in the first quarter.
Great field position. The Leafs have pitched 4 shutouts this year. Rich East has been shut out one time. And that's kind of the scenario we saw in that first drive. Rich East was not able to move the football at all.
And a common opponent, Blue Island Eisenhower. Rich East needed overtime to beat the Cardinals in week 1. Week 2, Geneseo took care of them pretty easily, 42-0. So,
and I go back to that. That's a pretty big indicator right there.
First down play, it's Medina. Slips through a tackle in the backfield. Medina over outside the numbers to about the 41. Able to make something out of that. About a 4-yard run.
That was a nice effort picking up 4 yards on that. It looked like he was going to get tackled in the backfield. Shook that tackle. He just had him by the shirt, and he shook that one off. They're going to give him almost 5 on that play.
Alex Disher, number 16, into the lineup.
His hand looks bigger than his leg.
Yeah.
Got that thing padded.
Cast on that left arm. On second down, Acree with a big hole. Drives forward, looks like he has a Geneseo first down out to the 48.
Yeah. They're giving him the good spot.
Not quite sure what that defensive end is doing for Rich East, because Lane Acree, every time he goes right off tackle, and he's got a huge hole there about 5 yards before he's met by anybody.
Well, he's trying to turn it in, and he's successful at that. It seems like the wide stuff ought to work really, really good.
Medina on the wing to the right side on 1st and 10. He gets the call at the belly series, and Medina to midfield. Setting up a 2nd down and 8 with 5 minutes to play in the first. It's Geneseo 7, Rich East 0 from Bob Reed Field.
But the big thing, Zach, is that the offensive line of Geneseo is just blowing them off the ball. You know, they're at every position, they're blowing them off. Almost every one of these tackles are a linebacker or a defensive back.
Geneseo breaks the huddle. Will come up here on 2nd down and 8. Ball just right at the midfield stripe. Left hash. Himmelman standing up on the left-hand side. Geneseo all run so far. They'll pitch it to Pitra. Gets outside. Pitra cuts it back and gets to that first down marker at the Rich East 42-yard line.
It's going to be very close. They're going to have to take a look at this one. They might have to measure that one. Nope. Move the chains. Geneseo first down.
That familiar first down cry coming from the stands as they set up the chains.
This drive, they haven't even faced the 3rd down yet. That's if you pick up, you know, again, the 5 yards in the cloud of dust or 5.5 yards just to be safe.
Double wing, double tight on 1st and 10. Medina in motion behind Acree. Russ to roll to his left, looking downfield. He's got a receiver open down deep. He goes short to Himmelman, who makes the catch at the 25. Himmelman inside the 15, down to the Rich East 14-yard line.
Drew Himmelman doing a good job. He's open across the seam. I'm told he's got some nephews, Luke Himmelman, listening in New York to us on TV 50, also some in Seattle. So showing off to him right here on TV 50.
37-yard completion from Greg Russ to Drew Himmelman.
And we were reminded today, I heard a stat that isn't often said, but Geneseo has had a Himmelman on every state championship team.
Let's do it.
All of their state championships have had a Himmelman on it, so you know that. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Keep
Let's
it
do
going.
another one.
Keep it going. 29-yard gain for Himmelman. Under 4 minutes to play in the first. They'll give it to Pitra. He sweeps around to the right and is down to the 6-yard line. That's the play he scored a touchdown on to start this game.
This time, one of the 11 guys read that properly. First time, nobody read it. He cruised in. That was a one-man deal over there. He beat that guy or nothing. Ryan probably would have picked up a little more if he had raced to the sideline, but he was hoping to cut back and get the 6.
Have we seen that play this year? That just seems like it's either working really good or it's worked twice really good.
It's working today.
Yeah.
2nd down and short, about 4 yards inside the 10-yard line from the 6. Acree bounces to the outside off left tackle, trying to drive to that goal line. He's going to be stood up at around the 2.
Going to be very close to a first down. They can get a first down on this play, on this drive. And it looks like it is a first down. 1st and goal.
3 minutes to play in the first. Geneseo has it first and goal at the 2-yard line.
And Richie's just having a hard time at stopping them at the line. You said it's the linebackers, it's the secondary guys that are making the tackle, and they're standing 5, 6, 7 yards back. 5 yards of carry works.
Second back, Medina gets into the end zone, standing up, and Geneseo has their second touchdown of the game, up 13-0. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza. You win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers and listeners only must redeem within 1 week, and 1 winner per season. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
Well, our usual MO, of course, is to mix it up, give all those backs their shots. They have no idea who to key on, and it worked very well again on that drive.
Yeah, when you start keying on those backs, then you dump one over to Himmelman for 30 yards.
Extra point by Ganson. You can see that one coming off. His foot was going to be no good, and wide to the right, and makes the score 13-0 on Geneseo up.
That wind is treacherous.
Oh.
Did you give the pizza away? I didn't hear.
Sure did.
You did? Okay.
So it sounds like we've got some listeners all over the United States. We had several. I think we were close to 500 last week on our ITV 50 streaming. So hello to all the Green Machine fans around the U.S., probably around the world too.
Yeah.
Another 8-play scoring drive for Geneseo. This one covered 63 yards, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. 3-yard touchdown run by Joey Medina makes the score 13-0. Medina with his 11th touchdown on the ground. Back we come with Ryan Ganson, who sang the national anthem.
Well,
did a great job.
Once again, they distributed all the backs their shots last on that drive, and basically both drives. But the key is the offensive line is just absolutely blowing the defensive line of Rich East off the ball. They're just putting them on their heels.
Special teams ready to go to work here, as Ganson has the football on the tee at the 40 and trying to keep this one in play.
It's been a very uneventful first quarter compared to last week. We had quite the quarter.
Ganson kicks it to the left. Wind holds it up. It's fielded at the 20-yard line. And back out to about the 28. Devin Haxby makes the tackle for Geneseo.
This defense comes back out. Just to give you a little more clarification about the whole Cooper Humphreys, we all know he was thrown out of that game. There was some video evidence suggesting that maybe it was the wrong call. The IHSA, though, bylaws say that they will not overturn that call, so he's out again this week. But a different officiating crew this week. We have actually the officiating crew that did the state championship for us against Rochester last year.
Richie starts from their 29-yard line, and this running play is going nowhere. They finally blow the whistle. That running back was stopped.
Late flag by the side judge.
Brian Stewart got the call and ran into a brick wall.
They're talking it over there, and they don't.
It was a late flag.
It appears it's going against the Maple Leafs. The face mask. It's going to be a 15-yarder. That's going to give a first down to Rich East, their first down.
Spotted at the 45, so a few of those 15-yard penalties last week. This will move the ball out close to midfield. 2 receivers wide to the left side. Back to the running game, and again, nowhere to go against this stout Geneseo defense.
Grant Pritchard just smothered him. You couldn't even see him. He just wrapped his arms around him, took him to the ground, picked up about 2 feet.
Grant's a guy that has really come through this year. He really has, as the season's progressed into this playoff run now, he's really been stout right there in the middle.
We're talking about the offensive line blowing the defensive line of Rich East off the line of scrimmage. The defensive line of the Leafs is doing the same. They're getting no surge whatsoever out of that offensive line.
Rich East has 2 offensive linemen weighing in at 270 and 295. It looks like they're brothers. Pitch is fumbled in the backfield, picked up, and Geneseo able to get 3 guys back there to make the stop. Jordan Jackson, Ryan Hartsock with a big loss on the play.
Himmelman back there. A lot of pursuit by the Leafs.
Very scary for that Rich East player. You got 3 Green Machiners running right at you off the side.
And prior to that, the reason for the fumble, though, is they're obviously trying to hurry it. They're afraid. They know they're going to get hit. You know, it's a footstep situation. They just hear those footsteps, and they take their eye off the football. It's 3rd and about 40 acres now.
22 yards to go for the first down on 3rd and long to throw the football. And this pass sailing over his intended receiver, Tyler Gregory, as Burden's pass is too high, and Geneseo's going to get the football back as they force Rich East to punt.
And I'm not really sure how there wasn't a flag thrown for illegal receiver downfield there. 73, the big boy, Tywin Molex for Rich East was way downfield into.
Okay, this official just threw a flag over here. Official threw a flag. Oh, sideline warning. I was hoping there wasn't the coach get busted again on the sideline here, but it's a sideline warning on the Leafs.
Drew it last year too.
They better watch. Got to watch where they're at.
Geneseo dressing all.
Zach, we had not mentioned the officials until you brought it up.
Here's the punt from Rich East.
Wow.
Devin Haxby fields it inside the 25, and he's taken down right at the 25-yard line, hit pretty hard, and Geneseo's going to start for the 3rd time. They've scored on the first 2 possessions in this first quarter, leading 13-0, 51 seconds to play in this quarter.
Haxby slipped shortly after receiving the ball, never really got ahead of steam up. Got hit pretty hard back there, but that's the one thing that's missing from this week, the brutal hits. You know, hopefully we come out of this one a lot healthier.
Yeah.
Last week, you know, it was such a brutal game. You know, the injuries were just kept piling up.
We talked about it. The Leafs went 9 games throughout the season without hardly any injuries, and now felt quite a bit in that first playoff game.
Going to get a timeout here.
Timeout taken by Geneseo. They'll start here from the 25. With the touchdown runs today by Ryan Pitra and Joey Medina, but all these skilled position players have been in the offensive flow. Rusk throwing to Himmelman. You got the run game with Acree and Medina and Pitra. And yeah, we definitely need a quick game here against Rich East.
And a safe game. Didn't get a chance to mention defensively, but on the injury report, Jake Yarger was playing on that defensive line in that last series, and it's good to see him back because he walked off that field in pretty poor condition last week.
He's got some big guys he's going against right there in the middle of things too. A couple of guys at about 295, 270, 6'3", 6'4" on that Rich East line.
He might blow by them, and they might not see him go. They might not be able to move their head fast enough.
Parker Salisbury's in the lineup for Geneseo at the right tackle position, so Jacob Van Dorn gets a breather. It's Medina sweeping to the left, cuts it back up the middle, has a first down run out to the Geneseo 38-yard line, 13-yard gain.
Got to give credit there to Josh Beard and Zach Shefsky coming off the edge. They've been setting this edge so well. It's been just grass on the outside there, pulling guard with Shefsky on the left side. Great job at setting the edge.
Actually marked the ball at the 39, so we'll give Medina 14 yards on that play. Pitra in motion behind Acree, takes the toss to the right. Stiff arms a defender at the 40 and twists his way out to the 44. 5-yard gain for the Geneseo offense. As that might be the last play of this quarter. We're under 20 seconds to go.
Well, with the wind at their face, that's a pretty good quarter.
We expected it could be a quick ball game. Both of these teams running that wing tee, putting the ball down on the ground, keep the clock running.
Well ahead of last week's 3-hour game with the pace of this one. We've come to the end of the first quarter. Geneseo 13, Rich East 0.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
And welcome back to the second quarter of this Class 5A playoff game, second round between Geneseo and Rich East, and it's the Green Machine out in front 13-0 after a quarter.
As you look at the visitor stands over there, it doesn't look like a lot of people for a playoff game, that they traveled with. But Coach Mitchell, who scouted last week at Rich East, said that there probably wasn't 100 people in their home stands. And that's what, when Coach Barry Reed was talking about, kind of an unusual situation. They have never played in front of this many people.
Second down and 5 for Geneseo. First down run to Lane Akery.
And again, no contact was made until the linebackers at the second level. You've said it all game, Coach Bennett, over there, and that's the way it's been.
And the contact was not very strong. He just ran over about 3 guys once they did try to tackle him, because they're not the big boys. Those are the D-backs coming up trying to stop him, and he just runs right over them.
First quarter, Geneseo 148 total yards compared to -5 for Rich East, and the Green Machine offense with 119 yards rushing in that first quarter, led by Ryan Pitra, who had almost 70 yards. First and 10 from the Rich East 47. It's Pitra up the middle, cuts it back to his left, has a first down run to the 34.
Yeah, the face mask penalty against Geneseo was the only offense that Rich East had that whole quarter.
And their only first down of this game, as Geneseo continues to move the football pretty easy against this Rich East defense.
They're just beating him in all phases of the game right now. Rich East just doesn't have any idea what to do to stop this.
Especially this Geneseo line, how physical it is right now.
Russ to throw, but there is a whistle, and that'll stop the play.
Flag on the play.
Interesting call, though, by the Leafs. They're just running right over any place they want to go at will, and they were going to put the ball in the air. Got a false start.
Back Geneseo up, make it first and 15 near the 40-yard line of Rich East.
It kind of only seems fair that they should have to gain 15 yards instead of 10. It's just
the way this offense has been going, that won't stop them at all. They've been getting 5-6 yards a carry every carry.
Beard wide right, lines up here to this sideline. It's Medina, takes the handoff, cuts it back. Medina inside the 30, down to the 29. And again, no contact, about 5 or 6 yards downfield.
Picked up the 5 penalty yards and another 5 on top of it. Second and 5, right where they wanted to be.
10:40 to play in the second quarter. 13-0 is the score. Geneseo on top of Rich East, second round of the Class 5A playoffs.
It's not that the backs aren't breaking tackles, but they don't have to break a tackle until they're, again, 5 yards downfield.
Rusk under center, hands it off to Ryan Pitra. He's looking for room. He's got daylight to the 25. Pitra weaving his way through defenders and is finally stopped at the 20. That's a Geneseo first down.
We talked about it earlier. It's kind of a little colder here in November. It's about 40 degrees, and we see 2 of the Geneseo coaches still in shorts out there. Coach Thomas, Coach Ferguson supporting the shorts.
They're tough guys.
Yeah.
Coach Thomas wears shorts to Christmas parties.
First and 10, Green Machine from the Rich East 20. Akery, the fullback, up the middle, cuts it all the way inside the 5 and dives into the end zone. It's a Green Machine touchdown. 10th caller, La Roma Pizza, and you win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers and listeners only. Must redeem within 1 week. And 1 winner per season, 944-6171.
Nothing fancy about it. Right up the middle, Lane Akery. What was it, 15 yards maybe? Just pounding right up the middle.
The Leafs haven't been held under 3 yards. I can't remember if they have yet this game, and they probably could go for 2 here to get that point back, but they're just going to settle for the 1.
Extra point try is good. It somehow got in the uprights. Didn't look all that great, but it went in. So Geneseo up 20-0.
It was straight down the middle, 10'6" off the ground, I think, and I think bars are about 10 feet.
Had a little bit of a miscommunication on that too, because it almost was blocked on the outside by a Rich East player.
Well, that low trajectory ball has a good chance of getting blocked, but it snuck through, and the Leafs up by 3 scores.
7-play scoring drive for Geneseo. This one covered 75 yards, 2 minutes and 44 seconds. A 20-yard touchdown run by senior fullback Lane Akery, his 7th on the season and his first since the Rochelle game. And the extra point by Ganson is good. It's 20-0. Green Machine. Well, so far it's going as we wished. Get some points, try to make this a fast game, and move on.
No injuries. People playing well. Both sides of the line are dominating the line of scrimmage. Everything you want to see in a football game.
10 minutes and 7 seconds to play before halftime. And Geneseo will kick off to Rich East. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Green Machine offense. And as you've brought up here, Bob, it's about the winning the battle at the offensive line and defensive lines. And Geneseo's been doing both. Kickoff coming down, and the return man slips. His knee went down, but they let him run it out to about the 14. Maybe he didn't have possession of the ball when he slipped, but Jason Martin only had a return of 5 yards.
That was really a strange play. It really looked like he was down.
On the return for the Rockets,
he was on both knees.
Yeah.
And the ball was on the ground. They're discussing it right now, but
Rich East has a 1st and 10. On their own 14-yard
I wasn't paying attention to where that actually happened, but they moved it back to the 13-yard line. I think, is that where he was tackled, or was that where he
That's where he was tackled, I believe.
Okay.
He slipped back at about the 5-yard line.
Not the best starting field position anyway for Rich East, as they're down by 20 points. Toss it out.
Hold.
Penalty flag thrown.
Yeah.
As Geneseo comes up. Justin Scott. He hasn't had one of those tackles in a while. He comes up, makes a nice stop on Marcel McDonald.
The running back throws his hands out. The holding offender throws his hands out like, what do you mean, me? I didn't do anything.
As soon as he took both hands off him, grabbing the jersey.
So this will really put the Rockets in a hole.
And that would have been their best offensive play of the game, except for the face mask penalty. And it's going to take it back half the distance, probably, to about the 6.5. 5 minutes.
Moves it back to the 6-yard line.
And the way this defense has been going with negative yardage, you keep pushing them back here, and the goal line's right there.
Rockets got off to a hot start this season. They started 5-0, then lost 3 in a row, and they're coming at 7-3 right now, down by 20 points.
Ow!
Hard hitting on the inside as they stop Brian Stewart again.
Number 4, Brian Stewart on the quarterback keeper. He nailed at the line of scrimmage by number 81, Drew Himmelman.
That looked like Drew Himmelman just absolutely kissed him. Boom. Oh, yes. Himmelman took his blocker into the running back, and he took them both down with his wide wingspan.
That's how you teach it. Just take your guy right to the running back.
Fantastic play.
Second down and 17 for the Rockets.
Show that one to your D1 recruits.
From the 7-yard line. Toss it out. Looking for Brian Stewart to get around Ann, but it's Justin Scott who comes all the way over, wraps him up and brings him down at the 5.
And they just keep pushing them back and back and back. Now they're back to about the 4-yard line. And again, if Rich East has to punt, they're punting into this very stiff wind.
3rd down for the Rockets.
It's going to be 3rd down at the
5-yard line.
Well, they must have given some forward progress on that. It's a little over the 5-yard line. As you said, Zach, that ball just keeps going backwards. Just need to stop here. Give them a little cushion if you need to. They can pick up a couple yards on this play, but you absolutely don't want to get first down here.
Levi Warren in for Geneseo on defense.
This is where they understand that they don't belong in the game.
3rd and long. Warren last week disrupted the quarterback on that Disher interception. To throw the ball is
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
He's-
is that-
Urban throws out of the end zone and incomplete as he throws it to the Geneseo sideline.
He was kind of tripped up in the end zone a little bit. Luckily regained his footing for Rich East, but nevertheless, fourth down, they're going to have to punt it away now.
Well, as you called it, Zach, this is not going to be an easy punt against the wind. From the 5-yard line, he's going to be deep in his end zone.
Jacob Yarger almost had a sack in the end zone.
He just kind of clipped his foot, and he quarterback regained his footing.
Standing in his own end zone, Andre Stokes. And you have Devin Haxby and Shanowski standing at the Rich East 30. This punt hanging up high, and Geneseo's going to get away from it as it takes a bounce for the Rockets and is going to be marked at the 38-yard line of Rich East.
Actually, that's really a pretty good punt against the wind. It really is. I didn't think they'd ever get it out to near the 40-yard line.
You saw the Geneseo punt defense front line there not even try to block the punt. I think they were told just don't even get near it, and with this wind, it's not going to go that far.
Yeah, you couldn't afford a penalty. There's no can't take the chance. And back out there, the offensive line, see if they can just blow some other holes.
8 minutes and 1 second to play before halftime. 20-0 Geneseo as the flags come out of the pockets of the referees.
Should be defensively. It looked as if that nose guard jumps right over the line.
Yep, it's going to be.
That'll get a new play in. Ryan Hartsock comes in from the sidelines, replaces Josh Beard. And they'll mark the football at the 33-yard line of Rich East. 1st and 5.
1st and 10 on the Rocket 33-yard line.
Pitra in motion. You give it to Acree. Lane up to the 29.
Carrier picking up some more tough yards in the middle. Number 53, Eric Riggins on the stop for the Rockets. Makes it 2nd down and
Make it 2nd down in a short 3 for the Green Machiners.
Another game that these guys are definitely keeping their eye on is that St. Viator and Sycamore game. The winner of this contest would go on to play. The winner of those two, I believe, are playing the same time as us right now.
Yeah, all the 3 games in this North bracket, including with Geneseo, they're all starting at 1 o'clock. So we could have some scoreboard watching in the second half of this one.
Oh, look
Pitra
out,
takes
look
the
out.
toss to the 25, the 20. Pitra down the Geneseo sideline, stop at the 10.
They have not really stopped that play all day. It's open for big gains.
No, as soon as that corner gets snuck in by that, they usually split a guy out there, and that corner gets stuck in, and there's nobody out there, literally nobody to put a hand on Pitra.
They'll make it set it right down at the 10. A 19-yard run for Pitra. It's 1st and goal. Green Machine. 7:05 to play in the second quarter. Acree. No, second back. It's
Medina.
Pitra or Medina, and Medina with the touchdown. Lost Joey there, and Geneseo goes up 26-0 on the touchdown by Joey Medina. 10th caller, La Roma Pizza. You win a free large 2-topping pizza, live broadcast viewers and listeners only. 1 winner per season, must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza 944-6171. Make it 4 touchdowns and 4 pizzas today. Tyler Mackey with the hold on this extra point. And for Ryan Ganson, it's good. It's 27-zip Geneseo.
That looked like a more traditional extra point. Lots of height right down the middle of the goalpost. Looking good. Game completely dominated by the Leafs at this point.
All assets of this game has been all Geneseo. Really, they've been able to control everything offensively, and not even. I believe Rich East does not even have positive yards so far in this contest in the second quarter. The only positive play they had was a face mask.
They had another nice play called back on a holding. Otherwise, they would have had some yardage picked up. But other than that, it's all Leafs.
3-play scoring drive for the Green Machine offense, 38 yards, just a minute and 1 second. A 10-yard touchdown run for Joey Medina, his second in this playoff game. Ryan Ganson's extra point makes it 27-0 Green Machine. Well, Geneseo in the first 4 games of this season got off to was it 4 straight running clocks we had, so this one's starting to look that way. against Rich East in the second round playoff game.
Once again, there was a common opponent that it kind of gave us a hint that this could possibly happen, Blue Island Eisenhower.
Kickoff by Ganson, up high, end over end kick. Both return men look at it and they watch it bounce at the 5. Luckily that went in to the end zone for them, and they'll start on the touchback from their own 20.
I don't think there was any doubt of that. It probably hit before the end zone, but it was going in. Ryan Ganson, with the wind at his back, just put all his leg into that one.
So 7 minutes to go in the first half, and Geneseo up 27-0 over the Rockets of Rich East. As we see the Rockets break from the huddle. 2 receivers in the backfield with some motion. Their tailback will get the call, Brian Stewart. Short run out to the 22 as the whole pile of Leafs are there to make this tackle.
So many things to key on. I know I've talked to some of these defenders out there. They've picked up little things that this Richie's offense does. Sometimes that halfback will maybe take a step back when he's getting the ball, take a step forward. So those are little things that this defense is able to key on. And through the first quarter and a half, they've been dominant using it.
They're taking the guys with any injuries. We talked about Lane Acre may play in some defense. Probably will not see that. No reason to take that chance.
Sophomore Jordan Jackson in the game for Geneseo on defense. Second down play, ball is fumbled, picked up by Justin Scott. He was down on his knees when he grabbed the ball, and that will kill the play. But Geneseo comes up with the strip, and might have been Ryan Hartsock who got his hand on the football.
It's out here on this end, right in front of us. Trying to pick up that extra yard.
Actually, I think it was Hunsacker. I'm sorry, Jordan Jackson, actually. I think
Jordan
number 32,
Jackson.
the sophomore.
How amazing is that? His first varsity experience was last week in a playoff game. Comes out here and gets some valuable minutes today. You know, this is, you talked about that earlier, Zach. How valuable is this for future years that they get in here and get some playoff experience?
Geneseo has the football back. 6:15 to play in the second. To throw the football. Pass complete to Pitcher in the flats. And out to the left, he has a run, or a gain of about 8 yards off the pass reception.
That was barely a forward pass, maybe about a yard forward. Pitcher pick up the rest of it on the run.
Is good. Gain of 8 yards on the play.
Picked up 8 on the play.
I think that ball may have been tipped by the defensive line for Rich East, and Pitcher able to get his hands on it.
Ryan Hartsock playing that end spot. Had a lot of people jumping in and out of there, the bad hands and so forth.
Pitcher gets the call. First down run. Double teamed and brought down at the 12.
But it's good to see Ryan Hartsock, the junior, getting a lot of time on both sides of the ball. What an asset he'll be next year as well as this year.
He was a guy that stepped up early in that green and white scrimmage. Just had a phenomenal scrimmage, and one of those guys that just makes you play him.
Double tight formation for Geneseo on the first and 10. It's Acre, right side. He's wrestled down inside the 5, setting up a second down and 2.
Once again, that ball running, and the fullback take the ball straight up the middle, and there's one guy tackling, one linebacker wrestles him down. Nobody else even touches him.
That's the thing.
There's just enormous holes in it. You can drive tucks through that. Those offensive linemen are just blowing people off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and as he's being brought down by that linebacker, he just kept those legs going. He got an extra 5 yards from the first contact point.
Leafs can get a first down here.
Medina sweeps to the left.
May not need to. Oh, there's a
penalty flag thrown back at the 5 as Medina gets into the end zone, but let's hold it.
Looks like it could be a hold. It's usually that area, and it is.
And you know it was against the Leafs, so they would have signaled touchdown.
So this one will not count. And Geneseo is going to be backed up from the 5-yard line on the holding penalty. Geneseo last week came up with 4 turnovers on defense. They had 3 interceptions in that fourth quarter. And Geneseo defense causing a fumble today.
The officials are using the microphone, but he's not throwing anybody under the bus today.
I think he's a little more veteran with a mic on him.
Yeah, it was just holding offense. No numbers.
10-yard penalty makes it second down and 13 from the Rich East 15. Rust to throw the football. swings it out, makes the reception is Medina at the 10. Medina into the end zone.
Oh.
The Green Machine touchdown on a pass play from Greg Rust.
Nice job eluding tacklers on the left side. He had about 3 men to beat. Zigzagged right on through him.
Again, 10th caller, La Roma Pizza. You win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers and listeners only. Must redeem within 1 week and 1 winner per season. 944-6171, the number to call, or hit your speed dial.
We're going to break Kookaroos. They're going to run out of pizza ingredients before this game is over.
Extra point on its way from Ryan Ganson. It is good. Geneseo 34, Rich East 0 with 4:33 to play in the second quarter. Geneseo scored 3 touchdowns this period.
Sometimes you'll see teams try to back it off when you get up, but when it's playoff time, they're looking for that running clock, and they're looking to be able to get these starters out, get them rested for that next week. So look for Geneseo to give all they can to get 1 more score in and get a running clock for the second half.
4-play scoring drive for Geneseo, short field, 25 yards, 1:42 seconds off the clock, and a 15-yard touchdown pass from Greg Rust to Joey Medina. Ganson with the extra point, 34-0, and for Greg Rust, touchdown pass number 9, and Medina has his first touchdown reception. He's caught coming into the game. He had 5 receptions already.
Quite honestly, we expected to have the upper hand in this game. Did not expect it to be quite this easy. The Leafs are just dominating this game in every facet. When you get into the second round of the playoffs, usually, the team is going to give you a little bit better battle in this. And they were either intimidated or the Leafs are just having their day.
Well, you wanted to have a crisp game here for Geneseo, and then they certainly have been looking good. They kick off here. Ganson's just going to put it right at the goal line.
It flew over. It flew over the yellow line, though, so it flew the end zone.
And another touchback. Ball back out to the 20 for Rich East.
You can see the receivers in the back, deep backs for Rich East, saying kind of with a sigh of relief they didn't want anything to do with that ball anyway.
3 punts and a fumble for the Rockets. And Geneseo is going to try to come up with a stop here on 3 downs and see if they can get the football back and get another score before halftime and get into that running clock situation for the second half. First down play. Burden to hand it off. It's Brian Stewart, number 4.
And right there was probably one of the best offensive plays we've seen for Rich East of the half, and it was a 3-yard gain.
Just a simple power run up the middle.
Had a little bit of a seam, but by no means did they blow the defensive line off the ball. Our defensive line is standing up big time. Once again, Parker Salisbury getting in there, showing his oats today, really getting stiff in there.
3 down line,
stacking them
now
up.
4.
Keep stacking them up.
2nd and 7. Try the counter play. This is Stewart, has a first down run for Rich East out to the 35-yard line.
Don't want anything crazy to happen here before half. You still got 3:48. Come up with a big stop.
We'll get Ryan Pitra back in. Levi Warren's going to head over to the sideline. Ball out to the 36-yard line of Geneseo, and that's for Rich East. That's their second first down of the game, the first time that they did not have it on a penalty.
And Brian Stewart leaves the ball game. He was shaken up on that play for Rich East. He's a workhorse for him.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, we had heard he got shaken up at the end of the game last week in their overtime win. Second back through. Geneseo trying to strip the football. It's a short run to the 38. 3:22 to play in the second quarter. Clock is moving. Geneseo up 34-0.
That was Hunsinger busting in through the line to get that. Pick up that tackle. Picked up a couple.
And Geneseo with about at least 2 starters not playing today on defense. And a couple reserves that are out or limited play. So we'll get those guys back next week for sure. 2nd down and 7. Toss it out. Trying to get to the left side. Geneseo pursuing. It's Cole Hunsacker getting some help there on the tackle from Ryan Hartsock.
Heck's being pursued also, and Again, the third down, key third down play, the least if they're going to get the football back here, this will be a key one to get. Got to hold them less than 4.
Arian Lacey with the run for Rich East.
It wouldn't be inconceivable for Rich East to go for it on 4th down if they did not get it here, though. They know they can't stop Geneseo, or they have not been able to this point.
Timeout taken on the field.
Timeout, Rich East.
And Rich East will call their first timeout. They have 2 left.
Stewart has not returned to the game after leaving, getting shaken up about 3 plays ago.
Just had some updates here. The game that Geneseo's playing into, St. Viator and Sycamore right now, with 15 seconds left in that second quarter, it is Sycamore leading things 9-7.
St. Viator, they have a great quarterback. He's thrown for 2,600 yards or 2,700 yards and 25 touchdowns. And then you got Sycamore, who we're familiar with. We played them last year. They still have their great running back, Dion Hooker. So,
and actually, that St. Viator touchdown came on a 91-yard kickoff reverse. They reversed it back 91 yards and got that. But I know the Sycamore team has a lot of threats offensively. A very good Geneseo defense, obviously, but they did lose to DeKalb when we go to common opponents again, and Geneseo was able to edge DeKalb at DeKalb. And
had a real tight game with Sterling.
Yep. DeKalb losing last night in the playoffs in overtime 17-14 after all the Northern Illinois Big 12 teams last week went 6-0 in the playoffs. 3rd and 4, sweep it out.
Oh, yes.
And Geneseo strings it out. Lacey is brought down short of the first down by 3 yards.
Smoked that one out there. Himmelman running parallel the line of scrimmage. Actually, the whole Geneseo defense spread that thing deep.
Now Geneseo's going to take a timeout, as we said. If they're able to put another score in here, they'd have a running clock here in the second half.
That was actually Will Daniels make that tackle. An excellent play by Daniels.
Daniels with the 2 key interceptions around the goal line last week in that playoff win over Belvedere. So Geneseo is take their second timeout. That leaves them with 1, and they'll have the football back with about 2 minutes to go in this first half. 2:14 on the clock right now, 34-0.
You really don't know what Rich East is going to do with this football. You don't know that they're going to punt this thing. They really don't want the Leafs to have the football. They don't want to have it in their own territory, of course, but they don't want them to have the football. They're punting into the wind. I would hope Coach told them, make sure you stay home. Again, probably not go for the block like they did last time. Make sure you don't get a penalty, but stay home and don't let any fakes occur here.
Andre Stokes will punt it for Rich East, and this one's going to go all the way over and hit the track in about lane 3.
Keep walking. Yeah. Keep walking.
Yeah, that ball should be spotted somewhere around the 45 maybe, or they're going to spot it at the 40. That's generous. That's very generous.
So 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go for Geneseo, and they've scored quickly here today. They've got 5 touchdowns, and I think 3 of them have been at least under 2 minutes.
They netted about 18 yards on that punt. That's why I thought maybe they would go for that, because with an 18-yard net, that's about 2 plays for the Leafs.
225 yards rushing for the senior backfield for Geneseo, led by Ryan Pitra, who has 114 on the ground. 1st and 10, they'll go back to Pitra. Sweep play to the right.
I got another flag out there.
It's that same guy likes that holding, so I look for it to be a holding call.
5-yard game. It looks like this is going to be against Geneseo.
Well, it is in that area of holding.
Long discussion here.
That it is.
Neither team is backing up in either direction, so you don't know where we're going with this. Oh, it's actually going to be against. It's going to be a.
You don't see that often.
No. Interesting call.
So what we thought was a hold against Geneseo is not. It's a penalty against Rich East.
Illegal hands to the face. Did you hear what he said?
Block below the waist.
Oh, block below the waist.
Yeah. Rhymes with it.
On the Rocket 39-yard line.
That's.
I don't know why you get that call defensively. That's strange.
Ball set at the 39-yard line of Rich East. Lane Acree to about the 36 and pushed back. Clock running, a minute 50 to play in the first half. Geneseo up 34-0.
And one of the smallest gains that Lane Acree has got today. held him to 3 yards on that play.
No huddle for Geneseo at the line on 2nd and 7. Medina sweeps to the left. Gets loose to the 20. Medina to the 10. Medina into the end zone. They say it's a touchdown, or did he step out at the 3?
Green Machine touchdown. Official signaling touchdown right on the goal line.
10th caller, La Roma Pizza. Every time Geneseo scores a touchdown, you win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers, listeners only. 1 winner per season. Must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
The official on the far sideline followed him down the sideline. He never signaled touchdown, and we were kind of wondering if he's going to call him out of bounds. It is a Leaf touchdown.
Took out that side pylon, but was able to just get his foot across.
Ganson's extra point. Ryan Ganson makes it good, and it's Geneseo 41, Rich East 0. 1 minute and 26 seconds to play before halftime.
Kind of having flashbacks to last year, the way you would see a lot of these running clocks, and the Leafs are going to see it here in the second half now, the entire second half.
Well, Mr. Touchdown, Joey Medina, with his 4th today. 3 on the ground and 1 pass receiving. 36-yard touchdown run for Joey, and Ganson's extra point makes it 41-0. 3 plays, 60 yards, helped out by a penalty by Rich East. That one just took 42 seconds, so Geneseo did not need the full 2 minutes.
Well, they've already got a lot of their underclassmen in there. We've got some very valuable minutes for, whether they need down the line or whether they need them next year. They've already got taken care of a lot of that. We're going to see a few more. They're going to have a lot of experience gained today by these second deep players. And, boy, I tell you, just an outstanding effort by the Leafs at all phases of the game.
To restart the game?
Now the key is to make sure we don't get any injuries.
Yeah, just like you were going to say, I was going to say that you kind of got the game in hand now. 41-0 is a running clock second half. Don't let anything crazy happen. No turnover, no injuries, like you said.
Putting some scores up on the scoreboard. We'll give those to you here in a second as Ganson kicks off. Kind of a knuckleball. It's going to be fielded at the 1. Brought back out to the 10, the 15, and tackled before the 20 by number 31. And that is Gunnar Gaines.
On the return for the Rockets, making the solo tackle, number 31.
Gunnar Gaines comes off, gets the high fives. All the special teams guys are doing just a great job. The Geneseo special teams have been phenomenal.
They really have.
All year long, as well as last year. Just outstanding special teams. And you got some kids in there that don't play a lot offensively or defensively, and just doing a great job when they're called on.
Jordan Jackson, we see him back out there, just a sophomore. In our post-game interview with Coach Johnson, he mentioned how these guys, they were just called on to step up right away.
Quarterback is in trouble, and down he goes for a loss as Latrell Burden is going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss by about 3 or 4 Maple Leafs.
That's Hartsock definitely all over him, and Hunsinger was all over him.
Makes it 2nd down.
Tackled in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Again, stuffed. The defensive line, of course, had everything stuffed up. That frees up, your linebackers come in and clean up.
Play clock down to 15 as Rich East will break the huddle, not in any really hurry to get this next play off, as we're down to 40 seconds to play in the first half. As they spread out 2 receivers to their left side. They'll run this way to the 20. And a solo tackle made by Jordan Jackson with some help by Levi Warren.
That was a nice play. Oh, that was
Scott.
Yeah, Justin Scott.
Brings up 3rd down for the Rockets.
And they won't have to run this play if they don't want to.
When Justin Scott hits somebody, quite often they get up and they knew they've been hit.
Quickly to the line, trying to get this play off. We're down to 3 seconds.
Jump up looking for the train.
And they will get the run at Brian Stewart. Sweep to the right. Slips through 2 defenders. Missed tackle. Stewart down to the 45 and stopped at the Geneseo 40-yard line finally. Their best play of the game, but it comes as the quarter comes to an end and we reached halftime. Geneseo leading Rich East by a score of 41-0.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
For your Geneseo High School Maple Whites.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
So we're ready for the second half of football from Bob Reed Field. Geneseo up on top of Rich East 41-0, a continuous clock in the second half. Rich East will have the football to start this third quarter as Geneseo in that first half put up some pretty good numbers, rushing the football 270 yards on the ground and 53 yards through the air, scoring on all 6 of their possessions to make it 41-0.
I was watching the offensive unit that they had warming up out there, and several underclassmen that have not played a lot this year, again, kind of getting ready for next year. Those are the kids they're expecting to step in. I remember, look at some of the guys that came in here, the Zach Shefskis and the Carson Krauskis and those kind of guys that were coming in that second unit, and they were key players this year.
As Geneseo comes out to kick off, Ryan Ganson's going to kick off, but you can look out there and there's a whole new special teams for Geneseo. So guys that are regulars on this kickoff team are not out there. Looks like it's probably just the sophomore kickoff team here for Geneseo.
And really right now is where if you get an injury, that's when you lose. You can't lose the game, but if you get an injury, that's where you get a loss, and that's why they're going with this second group.
Kicking to the south end zone. Ganson's kick is short, fielded inside the 15 by Brian Stewart. Comes up the middle. Stewart is stopped at the 24-yard line.
Several leaps in on that tackle, but Gunnar Gaines, I think, was the first one to wrap him up.
Geneseo number 31, Gunnar Gaines.
And this second half, make sure you stay with us. It's going to be a very, very quick second half, as that clock will just keep on running the whole time, because again, it is a 40-point differential. We will again have an interview with Coach Johnson after the game.
You working up your questions already?
Yeah, trying to write them down.
1st and 10 for Rich East. They keep it on the ground. It's a run out to the 34-yard line. Again, we have
Connor Welch in the defensive backfield. Gunnar Gaines back there. Got number, we found a number that's not on here. We've got number 19.
Cole Howard out there, just
Sam.
a freshman getting called up on this playoff run, and a freshman getting some experience at the varsity level.
Yeah, that's a kid who could play as a sophomore. No shock there.
first down run for Rich East. Brian Stewart, who had a 38-yard run to end the first half, has a short run of 3 yards there. And Rich East only 65 total yards in that first half of play, and 38 was on that last play of the first half.
Looks like we got Charlie Weiss out there, a sophomore, his first varsity experience of the year.
So many sophomores. You got Cade Humphreys out there, also a lot of different guys.
Hunter Girton out there. Try to get all these numbers in here, but yeah, a lot of young guys out there getting their first varsity shot.
2nd down and 7 for Rich East from their own 37-yard line. Second back, sweeping to the left. And Geneseo corralling him at the 42. Kendall Miller with the carry.
It's going to be a 3rd down play. Number 79, Cody Brower on the field.
That's where you'll see these guys, though. They're going to fight just as hard to keep that 0 on the board. Averaging 7.7 points per game. They'd love to get to make it number 5 on shutouts.
3rd and 2. First half, Rich East with 3 first downs.
88, August Stamp out there. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah.
Stewart gets the toss, sweeping to the right. First down run to the Geneseo 45 before he's brought down by Stamp. And finally marked at the 42 of Geneseo.
Seems like sometimes, too, you'll watch these and you'll get discouraged with Rich East able to move the ball now in the second group. But again, this is Rich East's #1 group. These are their #1 guys going against a lot of sophomores and juniors for Geneseo.
9 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Running clock from Bob Reed Field. Geneseo 41, Rich East 0.
Nice. Oh, it got through.
Marcel McDonald with the carry. Stamp with the tackle for Geneseo as they bring in a few more defensive substitutions. 18, Drew Rapps. You've got 21, Lucas Hofer.
46, Tyler Thompson.
Rapps a freshman, and the other 2 are sophomores. 2nd down coming up for Rich East, and they need less than a yard. Movement in the backfield by Rich East.
And one of the most improved teams that we've ever seen really is that sophomore team this year. They really, they just didn't have it all together at the beginning of the year, struggled a little bit, but they came on and were an outstanding team at the end of the year.
No penalty, they reset it, toss it to Stewart. He gets shut off from the right side, and then Raps comes up and makes the tackle. Looks like a first down run, though.
Number 4, Stewart picking up the Rocket first down. On the tackle for Geneseo, number 18, Drew.
They'll set the football down at the Geneseo 30-yard line.
First and 10 on the Geneseo 30-yard line.
Lucas Hofer in the backfield.
They've got the other 3 games going on in the Class 5A in this North bracket on the scoreboard. Still no change in those scores. Joliet Catholic and Montini tied at 10 apiece. And Sycamore leading St. Viator by a score of 9-7. Double reverse, bringing it back to the left.
This was going
to
to
the
be
25, to the
There's
20, down to the 15, the 10, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Any flags on the play?
No flags. I thought it should have been a hold here on the side. The Geneseo defender was getting held, but again, when you're up by 41, sometimes those plays aren't always called.
And Tyler McGregory, number 80 on the double reverse, has the first touchdown of the game for Rich East as they get on the scoreboard. 7:19 to play in the third quarter.
With the running clock, again, it was a 5-minute drive, and it went pretty quick.
Again, that clock will stop on touchdowns, so the clock is stopped right now. Going to go for 2.
Burden under center.
Whoa, what a play.
And I missed that.
It was a pitch out over to the running back. There was a gap. There was no really guard in there, and they pitched it out to the running back right away. It was a nice drawn-out play.
7 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third quarter. The score is now the Geneseo Maple Leafs 41.
The center snaps it to the wing back, took it straight in.
And
that puts 8 points on the board.
Makes it 41-8. So Rich East getting something going here in this game. Didn't have much to show for it in the first half against the first team of Geneseo, but able to move it on down the field against basically probably almost the third string team out there for Geneseo, second and third stringers.
Basically a freshman sophomore group, and a lot of those kids obviously are going to be counted on next year to be key players.
Be excited to see how this offense moves things now. This is one of the future of Geneseo football right now. We'll get to try to move the ball down the field.
So Geneseo brings their kick return team out.
You can definitely tell Coach Johnson said he didn't want any of those guys that are normally on the offense, defense, key players in the game in any asset, really. Almost all those guys, the special teams, everything has changed up.
That might have been what they spent most of their halftime on, is putting these units together.
Andrew Pischke, number 26, is back deep for Geneseo, along with, I believe, Drew Raps. And Pischke had a huge year running the football for Geneseo at the sophomore level.
He's going to get about one more chance, maybe. They might give him one more chance to keep this ball on the tee, and then they're going to get a holder. Nope, they're not going to give him one more chance. It blew over twice. It fell over anyway. Once it blows over twice, they got to have a holder.
So we are ready to restart the game here on this kickoff with the score 41-8 Geneseo. Kick coming out to the left on the field, and Rich East signaling they have the football.
It looks like they do.
They come up with it. Bernardo Morgan, number 28. Geneseo could not field that. Kind of a squib kick. It kind of backed up after it hit the turf. And so Rich East gets the football right back after going down the field and scoring. They'll start from the Geneseo 38-yard line.
Not very aggressive going after the football. The Leafs, they're probably nervous, these kids out there. Getting some varsity action here after playing a sophomore season.
So they'll start the clock, and we're under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Burden turned, nobody there to toss it to. A long pitch out to Brian Stewart. Stewart gets free and finally is taken out of bounds along the Rich East sideline. But he has, looks like he may be close to that first down marker.
Almost had a tackle for very little gain, maybe about a yard, but he slipped out of that tackle, picked up about 9.
Gain of 9 yards on a play.
This is something where you don't want him to just keep scoring on you, but you don't want to put these second guys in. It's a fine line right now, and that's where this clock to just keep running and just keep going would be in favor definitely of the Leafs.
Well, you know, there's still 6 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. They're gonna, if they get a score here, they're gonna have to do something.
Second down play results in a first down run for Rich East. Marcel McDonald, their senior running back, takes it all the way down to the Geneseo 18-yard line.
Okay, Andrew Pitchke back in, and number 68, Levi Roberts, checks into the game. Paul Kastorf checks out. Cole Howard checks out.
Big time for these guys to step up and get a stop.
Ben Cosgrave, I think, was over there in that last play.
You better call that name.
Yeah, a couple times. He owes me 20 bucks now. First and 10, Rich East up the middle, inside the 5. Pushing the pile near the goal line. I think everybody's down on the ground on that play.
They're going to mark it on the 1. It looked like that pile might go into the end zone. But it's going to be barring a turnover, it's going to be another quick score. Here in the second half, it's only just barely under 5 minutes, so 7 minutes have elapsed.
And it's kind of like what we saw in the first half, the way the Geneseo offense was able to move things all over. Again, this is the second group for Geneseo, that in the first group for Rich East.
Oh, nice play.
First and goal, stopped short from the 2-yard line, just shy of that goal line.
Number 23, Marcel McDonald.
Give credit there to Ben Rowley coming off the edge, diving in.
Pinch that thing hard.
Second down and inches for Rich East.
It's right on the goal line, second down.
Again, every down just takes that much more time off as that clock is winding.
Rich East will break the huddle, come up. Power formation. Second back, that's Stewart getting low.
Oh, he might have got stopped again. It's a touchdown.
They signal a score and makes it 41-14.
A late flag.
With a flag coming out after the play was over.
You have a flag on the play.
Clock will stop, 4:01 to play.
They're going to signal that against Rich East for some reason because they're all throwing their hands up in disgust.
It might be after the play. It might be an excessive celebration or unsportsmanlike because he did signal a touchdown already.
Scoreboard update.
Prior to the ready for play signal, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That penalty will be enforced on the kick.
Okay, it's a unsportsmanlike is going to be assessed on the kick, not the extra point, but on the kick off.
So
clock is stopped at about 4 minutes.
Rich East is going to go for 2 here. 41-14 is the score. And they give us an update on that Sterling game. The Golden Warriors are down now by 7 points to Woodstock Marion.
Last week, we talked about all the Northern Illinois Big 12 teams won, 6 of them, 6-0 in the first round.
Toss it out to Stewart, and he's able to get into the end zone for that 2-point conversion, though Geneseo was giving chase from behind. Almost caught up with him.
4 minutes and 1 second left in the third.
And now it's a tough call for the Geneseo coaching staff because, again, they've gotten 2 quick scores. Do you keep these second guys in, or do you get some of those guys who started the game back in to get some big stops?
You'd have to give some thought to putting your kickoff receiving team in, though, just to see if you make sure you get the football. That was Ben Rowley, but got a nice hit there, just across the goal line, about a half-yard too late, but it was a nice stick. Nope, we're going to have the it's like the same unit out here on the kickoff receiving. Going to be a little bit deeper this time because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And instead of kicking off from the 40, they're going to back this up. Should be 15 yards.
Being assessed on the kickoff.
And set it down at the 25 for a kickoff.
It's going to be a long kick into the wind.
25-yard line.
So Geneseo up 41-0 at halftime, but Rich East has scored 2 touchdowns in this third quarter. They had the ball back to back.
Yeah, the kick into the wind actually works against the Leafs because that ball went up in the wind and it kind of had backspin and bit back, allowed the Rich East Rockets to recover and pick up another quick touchdown.
Sets the ball down on the tee to try this onside kick. And the official coming in here, and
he's not going to let him set the ball like that, I don't believe.
Well, I guess he is. He's got it not on the nose of the ball, but just basically laying flat on the tee.
Official says, "Are you sure you want it that way?"
He probably doesn't even know where this ball's going to go. Pooch kick up high in the air where Geneseo can field it. And it's Drew Rapps who comes up with it at near midfield. Rapps to the 40 and taken out of bounds near the Geneseo, on the Geneseo sideline, all the way down to the 29-yard line of Rich East.
Nice field position now to get this second group offense going.
You know, when you change the field a little bit, it probably changed the coverage. It was confusing, but there was a nice hole for Rapps to slip through there, head down the sideline.
Continuous clock, down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds in the third.
Ran out of bounds, but it still doesn't stop.
We'll get the players on the field here in a second as Geneseo's going to hand it off to Connor Welch, number 41. Welch turns it upfield and has it all the way down to the 40, or down to the 24.
Nice job at Connor using the open field, and then when he saw the opening, pushing it through. 5-yard gain for him.
Logan Weber, number 11, is the in-at quarterback for Geneseo. Ben Rowley, number 84, brings the play in.
Sam Welch checks into the ball game also.
Dalton Stage, number 65, is in the lineup on the right side at the tackle position. On 2nd and 5 from the Rich East 24. Nice run there for Geneseo inside the 20.
Looks like he's going to pick up that first down.
I believe that's Levi Warren.
This is still Rich East's first team defense out there.
Every play, as you said, runs the clock. It's just critical to hang on to that football for as long as you can. Run that clock down.
Score is 41-16 Geneseo as the Green Machiners scored 28 points in that second quarter.
Noah Aper checks into the game, another sophomore.
A lot of sophomore names on this lineup getting some playing time.
2 minutes to play in the third on a continuous clock.
Dylan.
1st and 10. Jordan Jackson to the 15.
Dylan Decker over there on the far side.
What a story Jordan Jackson is. Getting in on defense last week whenever some unfortunate events happened for the Leafs, and now this week again he's being called on defense and now offense again.
Number 65 out there, Dalton Stage. You recognize that number, Zach?
Yeah, 65. Familiar.
I thought they retired that number.
Bryce Iwinski's in the game.
2nd down and 7 from the Rich East 15. Welch slips through a tackle in the backfield, able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Now it's a big third down for this group. See what they can pick up.
Adam Smith, number 83, coming in.
Adam Smith comes in. Zach Humphrey checks. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe that was August Stamp. Check out.
Like you said, big third down here.
Sterling has come back and tied Woodstock Marion 17-all. I think St. Viator just went up on top of Sycamore. 3rd and long, and loss on the play. One of the rare times we've seen Rich East in the Geneseo backfield for a loss today.
With the wind at their back, this is an obvious field goal situation here, but I don't know if that's a
11 for the Maple Leafs.
no in protocol here when you're up by that much to kick a field goal.
St. Viator, they've been known for the big plays. They got their touchdown, and now they just scored again on an 80-yard pass play, and they took the lead over Sycamore now, 14-9.
Explosive offense.
Whistling to close out the third quarter here at Bob Reed Field. Geneseo with 41 points in the first half, and they lead it here at the end of the third quarter, 41-16 over Rich East, as the third quarter comes to an end.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Back for the final quarter from Bob Reed Field in this Class 5A second round playoff game. Geneseo well out in front of Rich East by a score of 41-16, as Geneseo has been playing the reserves in this second half.
Again, Geneseo will be playing into that St. Viator and Sycamore. St. Viator had the big play. They went up 14-9, and now I'm told Sycamore just scored to go back ahead and went for two.
Run the kickoff back, Zach?
St. Viator did, yes, to get their first touchdown. Then they had an 80-yard pass play, so a very explosive offense for St. Viator. Either one is going to be a very good test for the Geneseo defense.
This is fourth down for Geneseo, 4th and 10, and the pass is incomplete. Logan Weber, his pass was deflected as he tried getting that out, and Geneseo's going to turn it over to Rich East. Clock will continue to run in this fourth quarter on the change of possession, as Geneseo was up by 41 points at halftime, so we have a running clock in the second half, although it's a 25-point game right now.
We haven't mentioned it much, and probably because Coach Johnson wouldn't want to mention much. He kind of tries to stay out of the spotlight as much as possible. But again, head coach for Rich East, Barry Reed, his dad, obviously the namesake of the field we're playing on here, and him and Coach Johnson, childhood friends. Cool story when you think of it.
It is, yep, it is. And it's not the first time Coach Reed has coached against Geneseo. He was at LP for 4 years, and Geneseo won all 4 of those games. They were close games there with LaSalle Peru. So, but it's the first time he's coached here in Geneseo that the field's been named after his dad, Bob. So we have it.
Yeah, they said that's the last time he's been at this field is when they dedicated the field.
That was 2008.
Yeah, but you can picture Larry Johnson Jr. and Barry Reed as ball boys together. Their dads are coaching together, you know, and it is quite a story. But neither coach really wanted to make a big deal out of it.
We have a timeout taken on the field, and Rich East has the football as they've scored 2 touchdowns in this second half to make it 41-16.
I know we're throwing a lot of scores out. By the time this replays, those will all be known. But again, Montini is trailing Joliet Catholic now after Joliet Catholic got a field goal, 13-10 now. Another game that Geneseo could play into in the future. Whoa.
Well, this is quite the setup here. And a penalty flag comes in from the linesman here on this near sideline. They'll continue to run the clock. Down to 11 minutes to play in the game.
Hopefully this takes a while to sort out and that clock keeps going.
It must have been a legal formation, but they got to know where the line of scrimmage is. A wideout usually walks up there and makes sure they check with the officials. Am I good?
Yeah.
And these guys don't do this very often. They didn't bother to check.
They were also on the outside of the numbers, and that could have been a problem too. Could be inside those numbers.
I think that was probably the call. Snap it back to Stewart, and Geneseo gets into the backfield and stops him for a loss on the play.
Nicely played. That's like four corners offense in basketball. Just give it to the point guard and let him go one-on-one.
Ball back to the 14-yard line, 2nd down and 15.
Well, Rich East ran the ball down for 2 touchdowns pretty much at will against this unit. And you would think they would just try to run the football instead of the gadget stuff, but that didn't work very well at all.
Marion up on Sterling 24-17. And Rochester leads Quincy Notre Dame 14-7. That's a 4A playoff game.
Boy, a lot of these games are back and forth. Great football games today.
2nd and 15 for the Rockets. Run up the middle, trying to get loose, but not out of the grips of Kiko Pena. He held on and brought the running back down. Makes it 3rd and 5 for Rich East. 9:20 to play in the game.
Gain of 10 on the play now makes it 3rd down and
Got John Warner in the game. Try to make sure we don't miss any names. We probably have.
Antonio Tumbarello is out there, number 22. He's
Tumbo.
Cornerback on the right side. Ben Cosgrave cheating up on that defensive line. 1st down run and a little more for Rich East as Kendall Miller gets free. And he's taken out along the Rich East sideline.
Got some more guys coming in. Drew Rapp's coming in the backfield. Tyler Thompson checks in. Didn't catch the 3rd number.
Geneseo number 24, John Warner.
Warner made the stop. Kate Humphreys pursuing.
Richie says at 1st and 10 at midfield.
Clock running, 8 minutes, 25 seconds.
Geneseo 41, Rich East 16. Football right at midfield. They'll give it to their fullback. Stretches out to about the Geneseo 45-yard line. Kate Humphreys with the tackle.
Bryce Iwinski checks in. Cody Brower checks in. Trying to get these guys some playing time, shuffling them in and out.
Cody's a freshman.
Pena checks out. Girton checks out. Kiko Pena just got his money's worth while he's in there.
2nd down and 5 from the Geneseo 45. 12 players in the huddle for Rich East. Not sure if they'll call that penalty or not. Taking their time with 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Quarterback keeper.
It's a broken play, actually.
And out past the 40, has a 1st down run.
Now we're going to have a flag out here. As long as the clock runs through the penalty, we'll let it go.
I was going to say, we like these because it takes a while for the refs to sort it out. It keeps that clock going down to 7 minutes now.
And it's going to be against
Blocking
the back.
Penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Ben Cosgrave with that last tackle.
$40.
On the penalty,
I'll have to put a cap at it at some point, maybe 50.
Geneseo 48-yard line.
I got all my leaves raked up, so he can't come down and do that this year. Too cold to wash the car. 2nd and make it 8 for Rich East from the Geneseo 48-yard line. 6.5 minutes to play in the game.
Oh, get him in the backfield. Yes, nice play.
There we go. Geneseo strings it out.
Well, John, well done.
Second group defense has really stepped up now in this 4th quarter. They struggled early on, trying to get into a game plan. It's hard when you're standing down there for an entire half in this cold 40-degree weather, and now they're starting to get in the rhythm.
Had the jitters maybe, but Iwinski was chasing him down the line.
7 yards to go.
Pischke was chasing him down the line.
Ryan Tokas, number 17, is in. He's a junior. He'll line up at that safety position. 3rd down, 7 yards for Rich East as they get their wide receiver to set up along the line here. He was over the line to start. Sweep play coming this way, and a solo tackle made by Cameron Dowell, number 40.
Connor Welch also in pursuit. outstanding job. It's going to be 4th down and 2 yards to go. If this defense comes up with a big play here, that would be kudos to them.
5:15 to go in the game.
They really have kind of settled in here and decided to play this game. You know, they were a little nervous at first. There's a bunch of freshmen and sophomores out there in a lot of cases who have never played varsity football. This is their first action.
In a playoff game, yeah.
In a playoff game and against a good football team, and they're stepping it up now.
Here comes Rich East out of the huddle to the Geneseo 41-yard line. 1.5 yards to go for the first down on 4th down.
Get up there tight and go.
Going to the left, Stokes with the pitch. Geneseo coming up, making the stop short of the first down.
Incredible play by the youngsters out there. Geneseo's second unit comes up with a 4th down stop. Giving them the glad hand. Oh, Iwinski, they're giving the glad hand. It's Cody Brower, some guys out there.
Tulkas came up, Ryan Tulkas, number 17, a junior.
That's some fun stuff right there.
So Geneseo's going to take over on downs. They'll have 4 minutes and 10 seconds in this game as they start from their own 41-yard line.
Quite honestly, some tense moments when they gave up 2 points or 2 touchdowns early in the 3rd quarter.
Second back through, Levi Warren, number 25, has it out to the 50.
Nice job, line of scrimmage. Adam Smith checks out. Noah Aper, the sophomore, checks in.
Nice run by Warren, who's touched the football a few times this season, especially in those first 4 weeks of the season when Geneseo had a running clock.
Yeah, he did have several carries, and he's not one of those guys that we're talking about, that hasn't seen the varsity action, but he's doing a nice job. He came in defensively also. Had to come in last week, play some good defense.
He did, yes. Over 100 yards rushing for Levi this season and a touchdown. 2nd and 2. It's Connor Welch who takes the pitch. Back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 2. 3:05 to play. We've sent Zach Mackey down to the Geneseo sidelines. He's going to try to catch up with Coach Johnson here at the end of the game.
Looks like Connor was going to make a cut there and pick up that first down, but defensive player grabbed a hold of his leg and wrestled him down a yard short, so it's 3rd and 1. Get a first down here, there's a possibility they could run this clock out. It goes quickly.
Ready to go here on 3rd and short. Logan Weber under center. Jordan Jackson with the handoff. First down. Bounces off a couple of defenders and finally brought down at the Rich East 47.
I bet they have some expectations for Jordan Jackson to be a running back. That was some nice 2nd and 3rd effort right there on that play. Again, Jordan Jackson came in with his varsity experience last week when Cooper Humphreys went out and a couple other players started getting hobbled up a little bit and just got thrown in that defensive backfield. And against a really good scrambling throwing quarterback, did a great job.
He did. He certainly did.
Having some fun this week with it. A little less pressure right now.
Geneseo up by 25, 41-16. Levi Warren up the middle to the Rich East 40 with 1:40 to play. And Coach Larry Johnson is getting as many players as he can into this playoff game in Class 5A.
You're right, they're just checking them all in. They're going to run the clock out because it's a running clock and we've got 1:25. It's just going to keep on rocking and rolling here.
2nd down, 3 yards to go from the Rich East 40-yard line. And it's Jackson looking for that first down gain. Looks like he has it. Stopped right at the marker at the 37. And we might have time maybe for 1 or 2 more plays, and that'll be it.
They're not going to give him the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1/2 yard. But Jordan Jackson, again, picked up some extra yardage with his nice cut. Had a great season with the sophomores, especially in the second half of the season like the rest of them, and really came on strong and getting some fun in today again.
Noah Aper in the game for Geneseo, 3rd and 1. It's Levi Warren. Looks like he has just enough for that first down. I don't think Geneseo's going to have to run another play here as we're down to 25 seconds, and they'll spot the football.
I would definitely expect a victory formation out of this, and whether they have to run it or not. It doesn't look like this should even snap the ball.
Geneseo crowd coming up to their feet as Geneseo's in advance onto the quarterfinals for the 23rd time in school history. And they'll be on the road next week. We'll just have to wait and see who they play, either Sycamore or St. Viator. As the teams come out to shake hands, the final score is Geneseo 41, Rich East 16, and the Rockets end their season at 7-4. Geneseo is now 11-0, and we'll move on to the quarterfinals next week. Geneseo with 13 points in that first quarter, added 28 more in the second quarter. They scored on all 6 of their drives, and Coach Larry Johnson. See Coach Barry Reed coming over and shaking hands with the coaching staff. We got Zach Mackey standing out there waiting for Coach Johnson to go through the line. We're going to catch up here with Zach and Coach Larry Johnson. So
looks like
Zach,
he's got a beat on him.
We'll send it over to you. You got it.
Coach, congrats on the win. Tell us, what'd you tell your team going into halftime when you're up by 40 points?
Well, we were going to put some subs in. We told our subs this is where we get ahead. You know, this is their opportunity to play and take advantage of the situation. And it took them a couple series to get going, but did a good job on the last defensive series. In the last offensive series, I thought we were moving the ball. So. But, you know, we didn't want those guys to get complacent, but because we got a 40-point lead, we were able to get these guys off, starters off.
Yeah, you kind of said it too. Those second guys kind of calmed down. It seemed like the fourth quarter they started to really get in a rhythm.
Once they relaxed a little bit, I think they got going. You know, that's important. You know, and you know people know. I mean, that's how we build our team. You know, build our team is give them a chance to play and learn under fire there a little bit and coach them up that way. So, but it was good for them. It was a good game for the Green Machine. And move on.
All right, congrats, Coach. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Zach, and we'd like to thank Coach Larry Johnson for taking the time to talk to us after the game. So we'll move on next week. We definitely will be on the road, so be sure you got the cars gassed up and ready to go next Saturday. So, Bob, we take a look at this. I mean, most of these stats were from the first half. Geneseo with 353 total yards, but they had well over 300 yards at halftime. Rich East really put up a lot of yards in the second half, 233, but I think they had like 65. So, you know, Geneseo dominated here. They did what they wanted to do, and that was make it a fast game and get some guys off the field and stay healthy as much as they could.
I think they did what they had to do. It was the right thing to do for Coach Johnson, even though they didn't pad the stats, they didn't pad the score. It was 41-0 at halftime. The game was over. He had to make sure that again, build the program, get those guys some time under fire, and make sure nobody got hurt. All of those goals were accomplished. Well done.
Ryan Pitcher, 120 yards rushing today. Joey Medina had 83 and had 3 touchdowns on the ground. Lane Akery with 67 yards rushing, and Levi Warren with 22 yards rushing in the second half. Greg Rusk had a touchdown pass today to Joey Medina. So that's the score. The final is 41-16, Geneseo over Rich East, and we'll see you next week. For Bob Pettit and Zach Mackey, I'm Lauren Lemke. We'd also like to thank Ron Hartman and Geneseo Communications for providing ITV50's internet streaming. Kim Kennett at the WGRG FM studio, our statistician Willis Andel, technical coordinator Keith Kennett, and for all of you for tuning into TV50. The Green Machine rolls on. We'll catch up with you next week. The final score 41-16, Green Machine.